My name is Casey Miles, and I am the academic advisor to the professional and public writing major at Michigan State University. I'm also an assistant professor, and I teach courses in digital content production, web coding and design, career readiness, to name a few. The title of my presentation is Public Writing for Just Causes, an introduction to the professional and public writing major. In this presentation, I'll first introduce you to the major and then provide some examples of course topics, assignments, and community partners that we've worked with. The Professional Public Writing major, or what I will refer to as P2W, is a major in the Department of Writing, Rhetoric, and American Cultures in the College of Arts and Letters at MSU. We offer a humanities-based education, which means that we have small class sizes, a sense of community that we work on. Our faculty are accessible to our students. We use first name basis pretty much all the time. We're very student-centered and experiential focused. So we want to give students experiences that they can then put on a resume or a portfolio in our classes. So it's not just an internship that they can get those experiences, but we want to do that type of work in our classes. Our students are poets and artists and researchers, activists, aspiring social media influencers. They're coders and they're gamers. They're deep readers. They're very curious. They're photographers, environmentalists. But fundamentally, they're advocates. They want to see their work go out into the world and do good. And the mission of our program is to provide experiences, relationships, and resources that help our students become more empathetic and engaged writers. Our students are showing us that public writing and social justice are needed now more than ever. And Gen Z in particular are incredibly informed and aware of the social and cultural fight for justice and equality. And in the P2W major, our students tailor their coursework to their own interests and passions and causes. So if they're interested in the environment, if they're interested in anti-racist work, we invite them to bring that into the classroom. What type of research can you do around that? What type of content strategies can you think about to better communicate these messages? And they go into careers related to nonprofit communications, editing and publishing, whether print and digital content strategy, content creation, whether video, podcast, creating visuals, writing blog posts and articles for the web, and social media management. We believe that writing, public writing, is essential to all fields, to all disciplines, to all causes. Next, I'll talk about some of the coursework that we've done in the major. Here's examples of some of the courses that we do offer, which is Writing in the Public Interest, which is our nonprofit communication class, grant and proposal writing, community publishing, publication management, content strategy, and intro to digital video. This is just a few of the classes we offer. You can see more at rac.msu.edu/P2W. One of the examples I have to share with you today is from an assignment in Writing in the Public Interest, which was to research and develop a communication strategy for the Salas Center, which is Lansing's only LGBTQIA+ community center. The work that goes into developing a document like this is research, interviewing, finding out what this organization needs, how they're already leveraging social media, and then to put together a strategy in which they can continue to use social media, but also to grow their social media as well. So in this example, our students put together a communication strategy for the Salas Center's Mind Your Identity campaign. They mocked up logos and visuals, which you can see in this document here. And then they pretty much explain why this is an effective strategy. They talk about contrast and repetition and alignment and proximity, and how these things can be leveraged to better communicate to their audience. And for the Salas Center, that means bringing people into the community center, but also getting people to donate money to the Salas Center as well. Another project that unfolded across another iteration of Writing for the Public Interest was the Mental Health Information for Teen website. Our professor in that class worked with community partners in social work and MSU's Diversity and Inclusion Office to create a website focused entirely on mental health, aimed directly at teens. So we have a very specific purpose, which is to communicate mental health practices, needs, and strategies and resources to teens, which is not always available out there. And what this entailed was a team approach to building a website. So we had students who needed to do research, who needed to write, who needed to analyze, who needed to code, who needed to use a content management system like WordPress to create a website and do layout and design. So every type of writing, whether that be coding or research or writing blog posts, needed to go into this project. And now there's this living resource out there from coursework. Students in PTW can put this on their resume. They can refer to this in their portfolios when it comes time to get a job, that they have experience working with a community partner, working with an organization, and putting work out into the world that has an audience, that does something, that puts good into this world. Lastly, I want to talk about our course, Publication Management, which produces The Current. The Current is East Lansing's only full-color arts and culture magazine developed for and by Michigan State University students. This magazine is produced in the course Publication Management. They do everything from start to finish, from developing ideas, producing print and visual content, to developmental editing, to layout and distribution, and to managing the publication's website and social media presences. It's an intense team-based, project-based course. It requires lots of collaboration and lots of communication. What students bring to the publication is their own interests. They cover stories and ideas and topics ranging from witches to being a student parent, to the election, to social justice, to the protests that have been happening across this country and in Lansing in particular. They write about what interests them. What makes The Current so special is that they have a platform for public writing for a just cause, and the just causes are the things that they believe in. They get to bring their own interests, and they get to create a publication based on those interests, and they have to do it together. And they have to get this publication from start to finish in 15 weeks, which is astounding that it happens. So that is a little bit about the professional public writing major here at Michigan State University. Our goal is really to meet students where they are by harnessing their passions as they become invaluable professionals and citizens in this world. We want them to know that they have a voice, and that writing and using that voice is important, that what they have to say is important, and what they believe is important, and that their values are important. So we look for ways to inject that into our courses. And we think that we are creating incredibly smart and skilled advocates who are trying to just make their communities, their families, and our worlds a better place. Thank you for your time.